Hey, hey. Uh, sorry, I gotta make sure I can hear. Hey! All right, here we are. Day after, you know, all that shit. Um, I almost wasn't gonna do this, and then I was like, Hi, Chew. And then I was like, some people might need to talk. So here we are, the day after what has been a very disappointing election. The biggest takeaway I have from the election is that it doesn't matter how hard you work, how smart you are, how talented you are, how experienced you are, how accomplished you are. If you're a woman, some fat, rich, lazy ass buffoon of a man can take it all from you. That's America. Hi, Lori. So, yeah, I would just like to say anybody out there with daughters, start building a foundation for them now for to financial independence. Because if there's one thing I've learned, it's that once you hit the glass ceiling, what you're really going to want are options. And the only thing that seems to give you options in this world is cash. And because most women suffer the wage gap and the glass ceiling from the get, it takes us a lot longer to save money and invest that money and have money that earns a passive income to the point where we have choices when like I said, when you hit the glass ceiling at a job or when you run into an abusive relationship that you need to leave. Or say you get pregnant and you live in Alabama and you have to spend, a couple $1,000 taking time off work and flying out of state to get a safe abortion. Um, so yeah, that's what I've learned. Hi, Jacob. That's what I've learned from this election is that we would rather have anyone other than a qualified woman doing that job, doing any job really. As a woman who has hit the glass ceiling in this industry multiple times, I could tell you that's what it is. Hey, Eddie. So when people say that we're being overreactive when we cry misogyny, um, no, we're not. No, we're fucking not. Because we all saw Trump appoint the judges that overturned Roe v. Wade, and people voted for him again, which I consider not only an attack on my own body autonomy, but a personal attack on the civil rights of all women in the United States. And people still so as far as I'm concerned, anyone who voted for Trump personally attacked my and every woman's civil rights in the United States. And the meme that seemed to be striking the biggest chord is that we already knew men hated women, but now we know how many women hate women because a lot of white women voted for Trump again, and it doesn't make sense. People who vote against their own interests. But it's been happening for centuries at this point, right? I mean, how many people in the South have voted for corrupt politicians against their own interests? Hi, Mike. Hey, Rodney. So, yeah, how is everybody else doing morning after? Um, I mean, this is 2016 all over again. So at least we kind of know what to prepare for. That's the thing that kills me, Lori. Like, people seriously did not vote? What the actual fuck? I'm sorry. Did you not get the memo? Did people genuinely think we were safe? Because we're not. Like, if there's one thing I know, it's that we are not safe in this country. We're safe in our liberal bubble. Those of us who are still in the Bay, yeah. Um, which is hilarious, right? Because all those people who are out there open carrying automatic, well, semi-automatic weapons, all those people out there open carrying like high-powered assault rifles to go to the Burger King in Kansas or whatever it is that they do. Um, oh, what the fuck? They think that we're drowning in shit here in San Francisco, and I literally walk through the Tenderloin on my own regularly. So, which one of us is feeling more unsafe? I would feel more unsafe in Kansas City if I walked into a McDonald's and the guy next to me was carrying a high-powered rifle. Crackheads, on the other hand, they're usually pretty wrapped up in their own business. Yeah, Jacob, all of those are valid concerns. Not to get like too deep into it, but in one of Trump's earliest speeches as president the first time around, um, he literally advocated for the one state solution, um, which basically means the eradication of the Palestinian people and the annexation of Gaza to Israel, um, which is what Israel's trying to accomplish right now by the atrocity that has become the Gaza Strip. Um, it's literally been described by global charitable organizations as apocalyptic. And Trump has already basically said that he wants Ukraine to surrender to Russia so that Putin can take the territory, which would mean that Putin will have annexed Crimea and Ukraine within a decade. Um, how far did we let Hitler get before we told him no? You know, um, I feel like we learned all these lessons last century, and we're not heeding them now. Um, those are the 2 big ones, but there's also, a genocide in Rwanda right now. There are several civil wars in several African countries right now. There's a civil I don't know if you'd call it a civil war, but there's some serious unrest in, like, Haiti and other Central and South and in Central and South American countries. Like, these are all things that are basically creating the refugee crisis, or exacerbating, because let's face it, we that refugee crisis was long created. Um, but these are all things that are going to exacerbate the refugee crisis, which is going to create more of the immigration that these people to hate. But they have a foreign isolationist policy where they don't help anyone to stop the tyrannical movements of Israel and Russia right now. So, yeah, there's that. You know what, Mike? I can absolutely believe he was able to get reelected after being found guilty of 34 counts of because honestly, the people who vote for him, they've already decided he's their team, you know? They don't care. Um, they've all seen what he did, and they don't care because he's their guy. He's now part of their identity. Um, it would be this is the equivalent of someone growing up in Oakland and deciding that the Raiders are their team and refusing to abandon the team even when they move to Las Vegas and, break somebody and also swindle their season ticket holders and, um, con taxpayers to pay for the stadium. Like, it's kinda that equivalent, right? But they're still fans of the team, and that's all they care about is that that team wins. They don't care about the ramifications. They don't care about the greater collateral damage, much less the damage that's most likely going to be done to them personally, because the tax deal that Trump negotiated in 2017, the tax breaks for regular people, they expire in 2025. Not the tax breaks for the corporations. No, he made those permanent. Not the tax breaks for the rich people. Those are permanent. And a lot of rich people, like the uber rich, they've rated themselves to the point where they're already paying less in taxes than we are, right? Because corporate taxes, I think they capped it around 15%. When was the last time you paid 15% in income tax? but it takes money to incorporate yourself. So only rich people can do that. Yeah, Jacob, there's a lot of foreign relations out there that are real problems, and the isolationist policies are not going to help. Um, we are basically going to be backing out of agreement, right? The first time around, he backed out of the Paris Agreement, he backed out of the Iran nuclear agreement. Um, so, of course, he's going to back out of the Ukrainian aid. He's going to back out of all kinds of things, and he's going to impose outrageous tariffs because he's a one-trick pony, right? So it worked last time. The Fed saw him destabilize the global economy with a trade war by imposing the tariffs, and the Fed panicked at the global financial instability and lowered rates so that business could keep going. But that's what he wanted. He wanted rates low so that all the corporations out there could be borrowing money at 2%. And here's the thing, if you're Elon Musk and you've got 40 and you've got 100 or $200 million, 200 billion dollars in stock value, right? Um, and interest rates are so low that you can borrow against your value. You can borrow against your value and get rates that are like 1 to 2%, and then you can just borrow that money off of the value to live on, and then slowly pay it back or don't pay it back, because as long as your stock maintains that value, it's called borrowing on margin. So you can borrow on margin against your stock and do whatever you want with that money. You're loaning yourself money based on the stock value that you have. And not only do you not have to pay, interest or penalties on that loan, or you get interest that's, like, so low that it's lower than you could get a loan anywhere else, um, you could choose not to pay it back for months, weeks, years, however long, and as long as your stock value doesn't drop below, um, double or half of what you've borrowed, nobody cares if you pay it back. And then you can also, when you do pay it back, you can write off the interest. And then you've never paid any income tax on that money because it's not considered income, it's considered a loan. That's the kind of shit that rich people can do that we can't. If I wanna go buy a house, I'm gonna need $1,000,000, right? Well, I'm gonna have to go to a bank and ask that bank for $1,000,000. And that bank is gonna say, "Well, how are you gonna pay us back?" And we're gonna charge you, 5% on that loan. And I'll get a mortgage that I will spend the rest of my life paying back. But if I was Elon Musk, I would just go borrow that money on margin, buy the house, and then live in the house, not bothering to pay that loan back until I felt like it, and then probably sell the house at a profit when I felt like moving, and then pay back that loan, but all the while writing off the interest on that loan for the house that I paid cash for on my margin loan. And then I would just reinvest the additional money that I made in profit for holding on to the property for so long. I mean, it's maniacal, the shit that the rich people can do that we can't. And this is why we can't own property and why a lot of people out there own multiple homes and why we have a housing crisis and why we have corporations who are coming in and buying up all of our property and becoming landlords and raising rent and colluding to raise rent. This is why rent control was on a lot of ballots, and I hope a lot of people voted for it. You know what, Mike? In part, people are turning a blind eye to the things he's done, but also in part, he tells them that it's the Democrats' fault and they just believe him because he's their guy and they have to believe him because otherwise it's his fault. And that can't be true because then that would make them wrong. And there is nothing in this world that people hate more than admitting that they were wrong about something. Oh, Lori, immigrants who voting for Trump is just maniacal. Like, talk about shooting yourself in the foot. I mean, I the weird thing is that most of these people aren't intelligent enough to recognize the consequences of their actions. And even when they do suffer consequences, he'll tell them it was the Democrats' fault and they'll believe it because he can never be at fault because he's the great leader. Like I've really shied away from the cult uh narrative, but more and more it fits. I mean, really fits. One second, guys. 1077 The Bone and Don Henley with Dirty Laundry. Don Henley may have been spending the last many years with the Eagles on their most recent farewell tour and now a residency at the Sphere, but he is also planning to reissue his solo albums, both I Can't Stand Still and Cass County. So maybe, just maybe, that Eagles farewell tour finally will end and Don Henley's going to go out solo. It's a possibility. Anywho, um, yeah, Mike, I mean, I saw a lot of people where I would literally show them the facts. And then they'd be like, "Well, you're a libtard." And I'm like, what? I'm sorry. I thought you said you wanted to have a discussion about the issues. Um, but now I'm a libtard because I showed you. Oh, I can't believe you believe Time magazine. And I'm like, okay, I could choose another source. I mean, this is valid information. Is it where's your source? That's the best part, is whenever you ask them what their source is, it's always just like some random video or a blog or a podcast or like it's just it's never like an actual news source or an actual origin source for the information. Um I mean, I pulled up the actual Mueller report and the actual Durham report and was like, "Here you go, guys." Because they're like, "The big lie, you're still pushing Russia collusion." And I'm like, "Well, I mean, here's the thing. That's not a lie. The Mueller report documented like over 100 contacts between Russian agents and Trump campaign officials or employees, and it netted 34 indictments and I believe 18 convictions or guilty pleas, all of whom worked for Trump. So, I mean, they couldn't prove direct collusion, but they definitely proved attempted collusion and a lot of contact. Contact enough that with Russia being an enemy state, made it completely approvable to get all those FISA warrants, which is why the FISA warrants all held up. Which is why with the Durham report, if anybody's not familiar with the Durham report, that was the report commissioned by Trump that was supposed to prove the witch hunt. It was supposed to delegitimize the Mueller report, and it was supposed to prove that that whole investigation was a lie, was a politically motivated witch hunt. That's the whole purpose of the Durham report, right? Nope. 4 years that Durham report took, millions of dollars. You know what it netted? It got like one guilty plea because one guy filled out a form wrong. I think that was the majority of it, like so and it's funny because when the Mueller report controversy was happening, I still had some spare time on my hands, and I was arguing with people on Facebook about it. And there was this whole like QAnon, just you wait, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. The answers are coming, the proof is coming. It's and then the Durham report came out, and everybody was like, oh, wah, wah. And everybody tried to pretend it didn't actually happen, or it didn't come out, or it didn't exist, but not me. I went back to every one of those motherfuckers, and I was like, where is it? Here's the report. Where's the smoking gun? Where's the conspiracy? Help me understand.
Don Henley
Wait.
may have been spending the last.
Oh no, was the music out loud? Shoot. Oh, I'm gonna get hit with copyright strikes. Shit. Oh well. At any point. That's where it's at. That's where we're at. Trust me, I am filled with rage. I had to stay off social media most of today because I just wanted to call everybody a twat and a cunt and a fuckface, and like I just couldn't stop wanting to just absolutely curse out people. And then 10 minutes later, I just want to curl up in a ball and cry because so many people are going to suffer because of this. And it's not just the women of America who live in red states that can't get abortion or access to health care. It's not just the low income women of color who are going to have the brunt of that the most. It's also people worldwide who are on the brink of genocides, apocalyptic conditions. I mean, they can't even get the polio vaccines into Gaza right now because Israel won't let them bring the trucks in because, oh no, you're helping the terrorists. Okay, dude, seriously? It's Netanyahu has been really despicable in all this. And he's their Trump, right? Netanyahu is what happens if you've got Donald Trump with half a brain. I mean, I guess we're lucky that our fascist is a moron because he'd be far more efficient if he wasn't. And you know what? We can easily blame Joe Biden for being too scared to reel in Netanyahu in any way, shape, or form that was meaningful. But it's a complicated issue, right? Like we're definitely beholden to Israel for a lot of things. And I have a feeling that we spent a lot of decades using them to do some of our international dirty work, and definitely a lot of our Middle Eastern intelligence comes through them. Like we need Israel as an ally in the area, but that doesn't mean we need to bankroll their own personal Iraq, which is what's happening right now. Jacob, you're wondering what will break the norm of being unable to make more than $1 million in 10 years or ever make 10 million in this lifetime while living paycheck to paycheck. I mean, I'm telling everybody I know that has kids, open a stock account for your kids and buy mutual funds with all of their birthday, Christmas, all the gift giving holidays. Scrape off some of that gift money and put it into mutual funds. Hi, Golan. Hey, Justine. Welcome back. Because that's what it takes. It takes time and it takes money and it takes consistent time and money. If you're somebody who can have that happen for you as a child, then you'll have that discipline built, right? Like get your kids to put allowance money into mutual funds until they're old enough to manage an actual portfolio. Because that's where the money is at this point. It's in the market. That's the whole purpose for electing Trump, is because he destabilizes the economy to the point where interest rates are so low, it boosts the market. The problem with that is that it creates a boom and bust cycle. right? Like, you can only have lower rates for so long before you end up either with a bust or an inflation situation. Um, but if you haven't started something for your kids, do it now and contribute to it on a consistent basis, week after week after week after week, because that's going to be the thing that saves them when the time comes time to buy a house. Between that and a 401k, because where else are you going to be able to, how else are you going to be able to save that money, right? Most people, most people's living expenses practically exceed their income, especially in the Bay Area. And that's why people move to those shitty states and then hate on us. There's some asshole on my Instagram right now who's just like, just being an absolute prick about Trump winning. Like, nobody asked him, right? And he was all, "Trump 2024," and I was like, "No, Trump's a chump." And then he's like, "Oh," and then he's like, using all these, like, obscene names for Harris and whatever, and just, like, went off on me. So, of course, I'm like, "Go fuck yourself." And then he cries victim, like, "Oh, now you're name calling? Oh, dude, didn't you just say Kamswala instead of Kamala? Like, I'm name calling? Please, you're disgusting." Um, at any rate, he's done this before, and I know for a fact that the motherfucker retired and had to move to Texas to be able to afford retirement. So I bring that up. "Listen, why are you so bitter just because you can't afford to live here anymore?" "No, I'm from the mission. I'm hella hard." "Bitch, I spend more time in the mission than you do now. Please." And Instagram is like keeps, like, bumping my comments, and they removed one of them, like, "I'm bullying." This motherfucker is coming to my profile uninvited to drop his fucking to just shit Trump shit all over my fucking shit at me in obscene, vile, bullying, and attacking ways. Oh, but when I defend myself, my shit gets removed. I'm a little pissed at that. Oh, god, and yeah, all our friends internationally, we look like assholes to them for sure. Mm, sorry, so many people commenting so many different places. Sorry, it's been a lot, been a lot. Um, Jacob, you're trying to keep up with Israel. Top officials want to oust Netanyahu. I don't know, dude. Most of the top officials are mad at Netanyahu for not being violent enough. Most of the top officials in Israel right now want them to just invade. They want to roll in with tanks and just flatten Gaza and then annex it. Um, it would be nice if there was some kind of Caesarean coup in the works, but I'd be surprised if there was. Real surprised. Um, you're tired, Justine? Oh, thank you. I don't know if it's a great chat, it's definitely a depressing chat. It's an exhausting chat. I mean, everything is so exhausting about this whole everything. Ooh, that's too long. It's all pretty exhausting. And honestly, because we've been here before, right? We're all a little tired of this because we've all done it before. Nobody needs this. What we needed was progress. What we needed was the security of a sane administration for the next 4 years to make global agreements on our behalf. And then at that point, Trump would either be a non-issue or dead, either way. And the Republicans might, just might return to sanity, but the GOP is not taking their fucking party back. They have just gone all the way down in the mud. You can thank Mitch McConnell for that. It's funny because as an independent, I don't like the Democrats. I never have. Um, but Jesus, the GOP have just gone so far off the deep end. I have to go Democrat because it's the only way to fight the fucking craziness of the GOP. I mean, the fact that Project 2025 was leaked early and that people still elected him. I mean, even if he doesn't try to adopt everything on 2020 on Project 2025, like so much of it is just scary enough that it's out there. I mean, it's a goddamn manifesto for fuck's sake. And and I think they've also taken back the Senate, possibly the House, which means they're and the courts. So, yeah, way to go, America. You've given the psychopaths in the Republican Party control of the Supreme Court, the presidency, the House, and the Senate. That is our entire check and balance system. That is every single thing that is keeping them from passing laws like, I don't know, slavery, right? Uh, are you gonna surf, PJ, or are you fucking with me? Because that would be awesome if you were. It's super fun, but it's tough, and this is a hard time of year to learn. Um, the waves are bigger this time of year, and you probably want to learn on like baby waves, Um, and the reason being because when the waves are like head high, um, and you get hit in the wrong way by one, it literally feels like a horse kick. I mean, it's that strong. Also, what do you mean nice chatting? You haven't said anything, PJ. Did you? Oh wait, you said something early on. No, you didn't. Did you? PJ, this is the first thing you've said. Nice chatting. Um, hey Dan, I wasn't sure if I'd show either. You know what, Mike? I am shocked that there are women supporting him. All I can say is the gaslighting is real, and I don't know. I don't know. You know what? I can't help the world. I can just do what I can do. And when the world is that crazy outside, I just have to go myopic. So a lot of the things that I have plans for next year, I'll be scaling back and focusing on, getting my house in order, literally and figuratively. On the bright side, I'll probably be selling off some memorabilia. So if anybody likes that shit, keep paying attention because I'm gonna be dropping some shit on eBay, like fun stuff, like McFarlane figures and Metallica beach ball, and I don't know what else I got in there, but guitar picks and stuff that I've got extras of, stuff like that. Hi, Red. Um, yes, Red. That 100% sums it up. Um, Donald Trump is the polar opposite of everything that you would want in a leader, right? I mean, the guy was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. He was making something like 5 times the average national salary when he was like still playing with Tonka trunks. And oh, hey John, welcome. Yeah. Christopher, I don't know why you would be impressed with RFK Jr. because that guy was bad shit. He dropped a dead bear in Central Park. Like, what the fuck? Golan, you like guitar picks? I got a bunch. In fact, I just found some God, what were they? I think I found some Zach Wild picks this morning. I'm pretty sure it was Zach. It was they were definitely Pantera picks. And I was trying to find because my earring, is it this one? Yeah. So I lost the back to this earring a while ago and I stuck another back on it. And then today, when I was like cleaning up on the closet floor, I found the back and I was like, oh, awesome. So I had to kind of get some tweezers to get the old back off. And then as soon as I got the old back off, the earring fell out and it fell into a drawer that's like a bathroom drawer full of junk. And now I can't find the earring, but I have the back. So for a long time, I had the front and not the back. And now I have the back and not the front. And I was like, you know what? Today's not the day. Today is not the day to bother with that shit. I cannot. I am yeah, I'm gonna deal with that like tomorrow. I mean, it can't go anywhere, right? Oh, Dan, you grew up in a Jehovah's Witness family? Yeah, well, I hope you've gotten therapy. I have a friend who was in the JW cult and the stories she's told me, oh my God. It's pretty horrific. I think everybody needs a therapist if they grew up in a Jehovah's Witness family. Like organized religion in and of itself is already not an ideal situation for a child to be raised in, but Jehovah's Witness is like one of the most egregious ones. Hang on a second, guys. I don't know, man. I feel like I could leave. Your Lamont and Snelly Laughter at After is sponsored by UA Local 38 Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Union in San Francisco, Marin, Sonoma, Mendocino, and Lake counties. Learn more at ualocal38.org. Okay. How do you find my eBay page? Oh, there's nothing up yet. But yeah, once as I'm going through stuff in the garage, it's definitely going to start going up. Oh, but the eBay page is just Nikki Blakk. It might be Nikki Blakk 666 now that I think about it. I don't know. I haven't logged onto it in forever. But yeah, I'll let you guys know. And I think I'm definitely going to do that OnlyFans thing, but with the feet, because I realize I've got like 200 pairs of shoes to get rid of. And when my boots broke on Halloween night, I realized I got a lot of old shoes that probably aren't going to be worth selling unless they go to somebody who's like into that feet thing. Because they're not shoes that like I could sell to a woman who could wear them regularly because they're not like clearly I was wearing them around the house for like an hour and the sole fell off, right? Did you hear that? It sounded like papers fell off the desk somewhere. But, oh well. So yeah, I'm doing the feet. Fuck it. Oh, PJ, everybody hates politics, right? Like everybody hates it. That's why it's so weird that there's all these people that are like fans of Donald Trump. Like It's already super weird to be a fan of a politician because, like, I know that my representative is Mark Desaulnier, but I only know it because he's like, "Come to my open houses," or whatever they are. "Come to my town hall," and I'm like, "No, Mark, I'm not hanging out with you, bro. You're my representative. If I got a problem, I fucking call you, not the other way around." My therapy sessions, PJ. Well, if you got a problem, PJ, ask. I'm here for you, dude. Jehovah's Witnesses were not only traumatizing but disturbing organization. Yeah. Yeah, Dan, that's exactly what I've heard. Right? I'm gonna make that shoe money. No, 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 no foot rubbing. I'm not selling people to touch me. No. Oh, Justine, no. I don't even wanna have a birthday. You know what? Honestly, I have spent all day trying to figure out whether or not it's worth shutting down my Facebook page just so I don't have to deal with being with birthday wishes because I don't have that fucking bandwidth. I barely had the bandwidth to be here today. Um, in fact, right when I got here, and the first thing I had was, like, a Lamont and Snelly bit about the election, and I just was like, "No, no, uh-uh." I almost left. I almost was like, "I gotta go home. I need a mental health day. I can't. Fuck this." But, I'm Gen X. We don't do that shit. So, oh, Dan, are you still in the Jehovah's Witness church? Is that what you're talking about, working holidays? Or are you talking about working holidays because you like where you live? I can't tell. Um, but yeah, I've been going through the garage a lot lately and some cool stuff has been popping up. Like I said, I found out I have 2 Metallica beach balls. Like, who knew? I gotta double check and see if they're from the same tour. The big one, mm, the big one, is from Death Magnetic, and then, there's one that's in the bag still that I haven't opened up, so I gotta see what that one's from, and, let's see, I got the Kiss McFarlane figures, but you know how the packaging doesn't hold up very well when it comes to McFarlane's? So, I don't think those are super valuable, but if there was ever somebody who wanted the Kiss McFarlanes to, like, just to have them without the whole, like, mint condition thing, I mean, obviously, the toys are in mint condition, but the packaging is not because that McFarlane packaging was not made to last. Oh, thanks, Justine, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I gotta come into work anyway, so it's not like it's a birthday. I'm gonna go to San Diego this weekend, so that'll be nice. I'll get to spend it with my friends, and, if the weather's nice enough, we'll just hang out by the pool and, probably drink too much and just eat too much and, like, blow my diet and, have to get back on it when I get back. That's what I'm doing for my birthday, I'm blowing the diet. Oh, yeah, Dan, that whole no holidays, no birthdays, Jehovah's Witness thing, yeah. Um, you know what, dude? Baptism, no offense to anybody who has had a baptism and felt like it was a religious experience, but, like, it's a bath. Say some words, put a little water on your forehead, it's a bath. Like, okay. You wanna feel baptized? Paddle out in the middle of the fucking Pacific Ocean and watch a school of whales go by. That's a fucking religious experience. And then watch a dolphin swim up, but all you see is the fin, and you think it's a shark for a good 5 seconds before you realize it's a dolphin, because that's a different kind of religious experience. Fortunately, I did not ship my wetsuit, but, it was really scary. Really, really, really scary. Oh, god, yeah. Yeah, I need to get a new wetsuit. I really do. Did I write that time down? Oh, I didn't. Hold on. Um, yeah, that's what I thought it was gonna be. So, election commiseration aside, is there anything anybody wanted to know about or talk about or ask about? Yeah, red. That is that is exactly what I have, I've got a very cool Metallica set from is it Black Album or Death Magnetic? I'm not sure which. I have to look. Um and then I've got like I said the Kiss first the first McFarlane's that Kiss did and I don't know what else. I got to keep digging around, see what pops up because every time I turn around I'm like, "Oh my god, do I have this?" Alright. Do the feet, it's fun. Lori, have you done feet? Is Tinelli gonna win the Deadpool bet? Tinelli is way ahead on the Deadpool. I can't imagine anybody beating him, you know? Um, I mean, especially this is the thing about the Deadpool, dude, like, it's already, like, some bad karma, right? And then, to be strategically trying to win it, I get it, but nah. So, I kinda feel for Chasta because even as negative as I am, and as morbid as I can be, like, she tends to only choose people in the Deadpool that she wouldn't mind if they died. And I'm kind of with her on that. Like, I could not pick Betty White for the Deadpool, you know? Like, no. Like, and whenever somebody like Quincy Jones was awesome. I mean, I might have picked him actually, because he's old as shit. But like I don't want to pick the next people who die. But Shasta always gets the why Shasta why as though she somehow is killing these people. And then people who aren't even following the Deadpool are just saying the why Shasta why because they think it's funny, but they don't understand because it's only a why Shasta why if it's somebody Shasta picked for the Deadpool and then they die. And it's never somebody she picks. Like I'm pretty sure she's losing right now by like a mile because Tonelli is way out in front. And then I think Lamont might be next. But I don't know. I don't keep up with it that closely because I don't get up that early. I see it on the internet when it happens. Quincy Jones passed away, Justine. Um, MFY, does that stand for go fuck yourself? Because feel free to go fuck yourself. Nobody here wants this whole Trump bullshit. And if you do want the Trump bullshit, then you're clearly too fucking stupid. I mean, you're already just can't read a room. So fuck off. Um, no, I'm not a hater. I'm just somebody who is familiar with the issues and typical lib. Oh, aren't you cliche? Yeah, no, if you hadn't just turned up and been an asshole about it, you would have heard me going through issues, like specific issues. But as that you have A, turned up late, B, been a dick about it, and C, actually called me a lib as though that were an insult, you can go fuck off. Like, no one gives a shit. Does it sound like hate to you? Well, you're stupid. So, of course, it sounds like hate to you because you weren't here while we discussed the issues. Again, you've turned up late, you've missed the issues. Did you have a specific issue that you wanted to discuss? Please, please, please put in the comments here the specific issue that you feel was somehow just give me an issue. Give me an issue. Give me an issue and I'll give you the basics. Cuz like I said, we've already gone over it. You're just late and missed it. No, it's not more hate. It's actually more exhaustion, disgust, my hatred for truth. No, my hatred for stupid people. You're kind of stupid. I mean, not kind of stupid. That's being kind. You're basically really stupid. You're turning up here and obviously trying to troll my fucking live stream like a cocksucker and well, whatever. Pissed off. I don't see an issue yet, is what I'm saying. All I see is you repeating yourself. So let me know when you got an issue. We can talk. Otherwise, eh, kick rocks. Um, so Red, what were you saying? If they like Trump, they don't care about issues or reason or science or the rights or the Constitution. No, yeah. I mean, anybody who voted for Trump clearly doesn't know anything about civil rights or Constitution or much about anything, really. Um, and then, like I said, they just assume everything he says is the like gospel that came down from a mountain on stone tablets. Not really just celebrating the return to freedom. Oh, God, you're stupid. You know that the level of stupidity you operate on is its own freedom because you're actually so stupid. You're too stupid to know how stupid you are. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect, and you're a perfect example. You actually lack the intellectual ability to assess your own lack of intelligence. So here we are watching you, the proverbial pigeon on the chessboard who just shits on everything and then goes, ha, I won. Woo, look at me. Yeah. No, here you go, ladies and gentlemen. Perfect example of why this country is fucked because people like this guy, or yeah, it's a guy. Let's be honest. There's no way that's a chick. Um, at any rate, yeah. Oh, did you want to hurt my feelings by telling me we lost the election? Because you're whatever, dude. You know what? The reason we lost the election is because there is too much stupid in America. We have just learned the hard way that the stupid people in this country outweigh the smart people. There are more stupid people in the United States than there are smart people now. That is a sad realization. It really is. I mean, it's a realization we're all having, not you. You're too stupid to realize it, but the rest of us are having that sad realization. You must have quesoritos. Okay, Dan. I'm actually not even mad at that because it's less inane than this dipshit. Copyright. Did you know that Steppenwolf is the band that coined the term heavy metal? I'm Nikki Blakk, and heavy metal is what I love, which is why I host the Bone Metal Zone Saturday nights at 11 o'clock. And I know you may or may not be near a stereo or in a car Saturday night at 11 o'clock, but that's okay because you can download the Bone app and listen to the Bone Metal Zone anywhere you go. Part of our whole new Saturday night lineup that rocks. I didn't say you were inane, Dan. I said that your statement was inane because saying you need a quesarito is rather inane. It's certainly not germane to the topic. Um, mhm. Word salad. Aw. Let's not pretend you eat salads, much less ones that are made of words. And also, calling things you can't comprehend word salads, doesn't make them word salads. It makes you too stupid to comprehend the conversation. Sad troll. It's a Taco Bell hit. Taco Bell's bad for you, Dan. Hey, Christina, what's up? Love you back. Your cousin had an issue with a coworker and she told him to fuck off. He got mouthy and he got fired. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, I think all of that is accurate, Christina. Do I play Pantera on the Metal Zone? Yes, I do, Mike. Jacob, you're serious about Tonelli protecting people who die. Uh, okay. Oh, wow, Red. Yeah, I haven't had Taco Bell in the last fast food I had was probably one time, some friends of mine, we were on our way back from a club, which must have been like, I don't know, 2009 or 10. And they insisted we stop by Jack in the Box. And I was like, "Can't we at least do Nations?" And they were like, "No." So that was the last time I had fast food. But I basically quit fast food in the 90s because that shit'll kill you. Um, somebody was just telling me yesterday, friend of mine who was visiting from Texas, who I refuse to discuss politics with because Texas. And he's talking about how when he buys the family dinner at McDonald's, it's like $70 now. And I'm like, "Why are you buying your family dinner at McDonald's, dude?" I mean, you could even go to Safeway and get like 5 pounds of ground beef for, I don't know, what's that gonna cost you, 15 bucks? And that's at least 1 night of hamburgers and 1 night of tacos. Like, come on, dude. Like, stop it. But whatever, dude. Can't fix stupid. He's like, "But I get a discount on the app and stuff." Okay. Justine, how long do I have to play a song by mistake before a copyright strike takes hold? Oh, moments, honestly. Um, oh, okay, Lori, we are gonna have a talk because mama needs that revenue stream. Oh, look at dumb fuck is still here. He says, "I'm such a genius because I voted for a Marxist." Please explain to me the Marxist concept. I'd love to hear it. Tell me what a Marxist is. No, 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 not who a Marxist is, but tell me what Marxism means to you. I would love to hear it. And then tell me how Harris represents Marxism. I'll wait. Dumb shit. Thank you, Red. He doesn't know what a Marxist is. Right? Nations is still pretty bomb. And I think it's a small chain. I don't think it's a corporate chain. Although I should double check that. Although to be fair, I don't have to because I haven't eaten there. Oof, Justine, the Taco Bell will kill you. Oh yeah, because of I can't time shift it yet, but I think I can soon. I told you I got the monetization back, right? And so once the monetization kind of comes in regularly, then I can actually pay the rights and put Metal Zone online so that you can listen to it anytime. It'd be like a podcast that you downloaded, but with the music, and then the rights would be paid on it. Oh, John, don't be stupid. Biden has nothing to do with McDonald's being $70. That's McDonald's being $70. I mean, Jesus Christ. Like, hello, disrupted supply chains from the pandemic. And then we printed money during the pandemic to support people so they weren't homeless. Can't have more homeless people during a pandemic. That's not good. And then what happens when you do that is it creates inflation, which takes a while to recover from, which is where we are right now, actually. Inflation today is back to pre-pandemic levels, and inflation is going to be reduced even further when the Fed lowers rates when they meet later this week. So, no, John, Trump won because people are stupid and they don't know that. People are stupid and they don't. This is why they kept saying gas and groceries, because stupid people don't know how gas and groceries are determined, and then they blame the president for it because Trump told them to. Trump said, "Blame Biden for gas and groceries." Herky-dirty, that's how that works. It's not how it works, okay? The president doesn't have the fucking power to change the price of gas and groceries. And and what power the president does have is considered a governmental overreach, which the GOP is supposed to be against. I'm just saying. But yeah, no, John, Trump won because people are stupid. People don't know how things work. And so somebody told them, well, it's got to be Biden's fault. So they were like, okay, it's Biden's fault. It's literally thanks Obama all over again. Oh, good. It's smart for you to quit in the 90s, Red, because the rest of us are going to watch all these people die from cancer. They keep eating fast food. Oh, thank God it's only once in a while, Justine. I mean, honestly, because you don't live in California, you don't have the bomb ass taquerias that we do all over the place. I mean, we have taquerias everywhere and they are so good. So the concept, the idea that I would eat like Taco Bell or even Chipotle really is just hilarious, ridiculous. Kelly, are you really excited for New Limp Biscuit? I don't know how I could get excited for that. I know, Christina. It's because, Trump voters are stupid. And John has been a Trump voter for a long time. Like he's been on the stupid train since the beginning. Like he's been an Elon Musk fan. Like he's argued with me on Facebook about that shit for years. And it's ironic because he knows I've always provided him with, sources to prove why he's not right and why but he just still keeps towing the party line. I mean, it's quintessential Trump tard, right? Um, he is the guy who will have to just blame Democrats for everything that Trump did because Democrats. Grr. Oh yeah, the GOP votes against everything that would help an average person. Yeah, John. John, you're late. So you missed the part where we explained why that happened because, well, you can never underestimate the power of stupid people in large numbers. And we have just discovered via this election that America now has more stupid people than smart people. We also have the yellow journalism problem, which nobody remembers because it happened in the late 1800s. But in the late 1800s, all the newspapers were owned by what would be the equivalent of today's billionaires. And they began to control the narrative of news in the country to the point where people didn't know what was true and what wasn't. Sound familiar? Yeah. So I think everybody's tired of this explanation. I told you guys all this already. In 1996, they relaxed the regulations, and media again has become yellow journalism. So the sad news is that the yellow journalism scandal was only thwarted by billionaires who grew a conscience and decided to stop doing it, which we know isn't going to happen. And that it also preceded World War One and the stock market crash and World War Two. So here we are, repeating history because people are too stupid to remember it or have learned it in the first place, really. People are trying to bait Hinckley. Oh God, that's tragic. I mean, that guy was unstable, but also he was. Oh, hold on a second. 1077 The Bone and Lenny Kravitz with Fly Away. I'm Nikki Blakk, and you don't want to go anywhere. You want to be listening tomorrow morning to Lamont Snelly in the 8 o'clock hour, because that is going to be your next chance to win tickets to see Metallica when 1077 The Bone presents Metallica at Levi Stadium, June 20th and June 22nd. Lamont Snelly will have a chance for you to win both pairs of tickets, and then Shasta will in the 11 o'clock hour, and I will in the 3 o'clock hour, all week long on 1077 The Bone. Okay. John, I don't know how you could love me and support someone who literally wants to violate my body autonomy, my civil rights. How do you do that, right? It's like a child abuser who says, "I'm only hitting you for your own good." I'm only violating your civil rights for your own good because, like, come on, dude. Just don't. It's weird abuser talk. Yeah, well, Red, that's what the yellow journalism is. It's propaganda. Um, oh, look, dipshit is back. Oh, for fuck's sake, dumb dumb. Listen, you know why our country flourished during the Trump administration? Because the entire first year of the Trump administration was the Obama administration's fiscal policies, because that's how the fiscal year runs. So then Trump destabilized us with his stupid fucking trade war. And the Fed panicked when the global economy destabilized and kept lowering rates. What the Fed was supposed to do was gently raise the rates so that if we had a problem, we had some place to go financially. So what they should have done is, instead of lowering rates down to like 2% because of Trump's stupid ass trade war, they should have gently raised the rates to like 3.5 to 4% at, quarter point intervals throughout his term. So that when the pandemic hit, we would lower rates and be able to sustain the economy a little bit longer before we had to start printing money to support people. But no, we couldn't, because we were already at fucking like 1.8% or something ridiculous like that. So we had to go into negative interest rates to support the economy. And then we had to print money. And that is why we have inflation now, because for the first year of the Biden administration, we were still living on the Trump administration's fiscal policies. And here we are 2 years later into the actual Biden policies, and we are back to pre-pandemic interest rates. And we are back to pre-pandemic inflation. So, yeah, dipshit. What the fuck? God. See, people like you who don't understand economics, but then want to throw out economic fucking reasons for having voted for a fascist, are the problem. This is why you're stupid. You're the fucking problem. Can you explain to me what I just explained to you? Do you remember any of it? Do you have any idea why our country flourished during the Trump administration until the China virus? No, obviously you fucking don't, because you think Trump did it. No, Trump fucking didn't do it. Obama did it. Dumb shit. Let's see. It definitely helps me. Yeah. John, he actually voted for. Yeah, he did. John, Google yellow journalism before you try to tell me what yellow journalism had to do with. Just go Google it and just read the History Channel synopsis or the wiki or something and get back to me. Yeah, Aaron, I got to be honest. I don't know what kind of patience I have for this one. I already am just beside myself with rage, fury, exhaustion, disgust. Well, they aren't rational thinking people that are supporting him, Aaron. They're not thinking people. They're people who can't grasp concepts that are more complicated than gas and groceries. The economy is difficult to understand, but gas and groceries is not, you know? The stock market is complicated, but my 401k is up is not. So that's what these people are understanding. They're not they're not understanding anything. They're just hearing and reacting and regurgitating. Um, you know what? It's okay to be devastated because millions and hundreds of millions of women and girls were just told that it doesn't matter how qualified you are, how smart you are, how talented you are, how experienced you are, how accomplished you are. None of that matters because a fat, rich, old white guy can walk in and take it from you, and there's nothing anyone can do about it. Twice now, overqualified women have been voted down for a buffoon of a man. And the women and the girls of this nation just got that message loud and clear. It's okay to be devastated about that. Plus, the horrors around the world globally that are going to continue because Trump's isolationist policies are going to enable them. For all his camp is not done with him because for all of their talk about Harris being a puppet, Trump is the ultimate puppet. He's always got 3 or 4 hands up his ass telling him what to do and what to say and what to sign. I mean, the guy hasn't had an original thought ever. John Schaefer's gonna be in trouble when Trump pardons the people he ratted on. Yeah, that is a sad reality. John, one of the turning points for you was the cowardly way Biden pulled out of Afghan. Oh, Jesus. Really, John? Okay, first off, let's not pretend that that was a turning point for you because you were against Biden way before that, okay? So don't fucking lie to my face. I remember that shit. Secondly, Trump signed that order, okay? Trump arranged for us to pull out of Afghanistan. Trump put a deadline on that arrangement for us to pull out of Afghanistan. And then Trump spent the next, I don't know, 9 to 12 months, it was like 9 months of his presidency doing fucking 0 to facilitate the order he signed with the deadline on it. So Biden turns up in January with a deadline for us to be out of Afghanistan by like fucking March. Hi, January 20th, Biden takes over after an attempted coup, and he's got the economy and the pandemic to fucking deal with. But also, Trump left him with a fucking signed order for us to be out of Afghanistan in like 6 fucking weeks. So he pushed it off as best he could, as long as he could, and got as many people out as he could. But what the fuck was he supposed to do? And how the fuck are you blaming Biden for that shit? Not to mention, do me a favor and go look back at Iraq and see how much shit we left behind there. Okay. When the US pulls out, we don't pull the weapons back with us. We don't pack up the tanks and ship them back across the country. We leave that shit behind. That's a standard fucking procedure. I'm not happy about it either, but it's basically what we fucking do. We get the people out. Look at Vietnam. We get the people out, we leave the fucking hardware. So John, tell me again why that was a turning point for you who was already against Biden in the first place. Like, fuck you, John. Come on. Who are you? Don't fucking piss on my back and tell me it's raining, okay? I am not that fucking stupid. Yes, Kelly, we are 100% repeating history. That's a fact, Red. Hang on a second. Ooh. Ooh. All right, hold on. All right, hold on. Mm, Hmm. Okay, that'll work. I hate to do 2 down songs in a row, but I think it's better to play Aerosmith Angel than REM, The One I Love, right? Oh, or I was gonna play Hurt So Good because I think that sounds better, but I gotta be honest, it's not long enough. Yeah, no, it's not. Alright. It's gonna have to be 2 down songs in a row, which I don't like doing, but here we are. It's Pink Floyd on 107.7 The Bone. I'm Nikki Blakk, and David Gilmour recently said he was so relieved to finally sell the Pink Floyd catalog, and he didn't even seem to mind that it dropped in value $200 million in 2 years after Roger Waters in 2022 had some derogatory comments, go global and stuff, and they pulled the offer off the table, and then it took them 2 years to renegotiate it for $200 million less. Well, don't take my word for it. You can read all about it. We've got it posted up for you at 1077thebone.com and on the Bone socials. Uh, oh, Jesus, John. Now what? In short, while Obama's policies played a significant role in setting the stage for the strong economy Trump inherited, Trump's policies did influence the trajectory of the economy during the time in his office. Yeah, but it was a fucking mistake, John, because Trump inherited a strong economy. And what needed to happen was the interest rates needed to be gently raised so that if there was a crisis, we had someplace to go and to avoid the boom and bust cycle, right? But Trump just wants the boom. He doesn't care about the bust because his guys are all protected from a bust because they either get out before it happens or they ride it out because they're rich as fuck and they don't need to take those stocks out until they recover. So, John, Trump's policies influenced poorly. It was basically the fucking heroin of policies, right? Because rather than just take ibuprofen and do fine, they fucking slammed heroin into the market and boosted it all so that they all could get fucking rich quick. And then the pandemic hit. And then we barely staved off a recession. Barely. And that's because we printed money, which is why we have the inflation, which is how Trump's policies fucking influenced the inflation that y'all are blaming on Biden and Harris and claiming that it's the reason gas and groceries are so high is Biden and Harris's fucking policies when you know it was fucking Trump's. Like, dude, again, stop telling me it's raining while you're pissing down my back. Hi, how are you doing?
Okay, how are you?
Oh, frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's only Wednesday. Did you have a good weekend?
Yes.
Oh, good.
What I did? Oh,
What'd
I
you-
went to Sacramento.
Oh, wait, you did tell me that. You went to visit your
Yeah.
son. Oh, that's great.
To see my son.
Awesome.
How was your mother?
You know what? I made a mistake.
Oh.
I thought I was supposed to see her on Saturday.
Yeah.
It's on the 16th.
Oh my God. So you rest hours.
I did. I didn't tell anybody I had Saturday off. I just
Yeah. Exactly.
I needed it. I really did.
Yeah. Good.
But this weekend I go to San Diego.
Oh.
I know. I'm excited. It's going to be fun.
Saturday, Sunday?
Yep, Saturday, Sunday. I come back Monday.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, have a nice trip. Yeah,
Thank
see
you. Well, I'll see you tomorrow.
Maybe I see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right.
Take care.
I see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. All right. Oh, that needs to happen. There we go. All right. Do I have time to finish this? Let's see. Trump's fiscal and trade policies contributed to certain aspects of that growth. Bro, are you calling destabilizing the fucking global economy so that the Fed panics and keeps rates artificially suppressed a fucking trade policy? I mean, technically, yeah, but it's a shitty trade policy, and it's one that's not made for long-term success, which we saw because it fucking failed. Bruh, come on, man. Hey, Kelly. Thank you. Kamala did a terrible job. I'm sorry. What? Trump did a terrible job. Trump babbled nonsensically and said shit that wasn't true nonstop. Like, I'm sorry. Harris was like fucking fully qualified to do the job on every level. No. You know who's to blame for this? 70 fucking million idiot Americans who don't know what's happening and chose a team and decided to rah-rah for that team all the way into the ground, regardless of what it meant to everyone else. Okay, first off, John, it's not my fucking party. I'm an independent, and you know that. I've told you that 100 times. Don't fucking tell me it's my fucking policy, okay? My party. And the Democrats are constantly being unfairly judged. I mean, here, perfect example, that fucking garbage comment. Okay. Trump's chosen vetted comedian told the joke that Puerto Rico was a floating island of garbage the night before. It was on the teleprompter. They knew he was going to say it. He fucking said it. And then Biden bumbles his way into like the only garbage is his supporters, which is fucking true, by the way. And suddenly Trump and his whole team are off the hook for putting a comedian on stage in front of a rally to tell everyone that Puerto Ricans were garbage. Please, the bullshit double standard between the fucking GOP and the Democrats is asinine. And I refuse to fucking somehow blame Democrats because they can't fucking get out from under this bullshit double standard. Oh my God, dude, stop. John, there are the only people smarter than you and I who voted for Trump are people who are going to benefit from Trump's policies because they're fucking a billion times, literally a billion times richer than you and I put together. Okay? Like, fuck you. Smarter people voted for Trump. Well, Carlton, we're technically not under Trump's economy anymore. I mean, but we are still dealing with the aftermath of his economy. Absolutely. We're just now coming out of it. And if anybody wants to go back and do inflation by year and then look at the 2000 to 2024 fucking chart, you'll see exactly what happened during the fucking Bush fuck up and crisis that Obama inherited, and then how long it took Obama to get the fucking economy back under control. It took him almost an entire term, which is exactly where we are right fucking now. And if we had given Biden the second term, Biden's administration would have been basically like Obama's administration. Not fucking perfect, but miles better than the fucking nightmare Trump is about to bring. John, it's not hard for me to admit that there are smarter people in this world than I, but they're not voting for Trump. They're just not. Okay. And like I said, the only people smarter than I am that are voting for Trump are billionaires who are benefiting from it. And even then, honestly, having seen Trump and Elon recently, I got doubts on that one myself. You're right, Christina. He is. Oh, thanks, Justine. I don't know if it's got orange in it. It's a Tom Ford color. Yeah, Dan, I guess it is weird to ask if he's had a good weekend on a Wednesday because I did talk to him on Monday, but to be honest, Monday feels like a fucking month ago. So I asked him how his weekend was. He's a nice guy. I enjoy talking to him. And I feel like people don't talk to the custodial staff often enough. And so I like to make an effort to engage with him every time I see him because he is a kind man who I enjoy talking to. And because I was in the middle of this, I didn't have time to stop and like focus. John, shut the fuck up about the loss. No one's talking about the loss, okay? No, no. And again, not fucking Democrat, fucking independent here. What we're talking about is the failure of America right now. I'm not trying to contest the election. I'm not trying to January 6th this bullshit or fucking election stolen or whatever the fuck Trump tards do. Okay. I'm not trying to do any of that bullshit. What I'm saying is 70 million Americans were fucking morons and they voted for this, knowing full well that they were eradicating the civil rights of women, knowing full well that Trump was literally the least qualified person for the job. You could have gotten some kid fresh out of debate club at Cal who would have been more fucking qualified for this job than Trump. But instead, we had two overqualified women who didn't get the job because people voted for this dickbag. Okay. Like he's a fucking he's a sack of bile. And it's tragic that this many people are this fucking stupid in this country. That's what we're talking about. So taking the L, that's not a thing. Okay. I am still a citizen of this country, and that fucking garbage sack is coming into the White House is still gonna have to fucking answer to me, just like everybody else in government, because that's how government works. You're not a fan of your president and then love everything your president does because they're the fucking president, okay? They're your public servant. You choose them because you think they are the most qualified person for the job, and then you hold them accountable. That's how politics works. This isn't a fucking football game. I'm not armchair quarterbacking a fucking Super Bowl right now. Jesus. Oh my God, John. Did you really just try to go there? Did you really just try to pretend that A, that joke wasn't calling Puerto Ricans garbage, and B, that the environmental disaster in Puerto Rico isn't due to the hurricane where Trump threw out fucking paper towel rolls as a solution? And then Trump tried to withhold funding for the help and the cleanup? Like, shut the fuck up, John. Jesus goddamn Christ. This is exhaustingly stupid. See, this is why I say Trump fucking fans are stupid. Y'all think you know shit when you don't, and then you just make it up. Once again, John, the Democrats didn't lose. The Democrats were the victim of 70 million fucking stupid people. The Democrats were the victims of a populace that is so badly disinformed, so stupid, and so irresponsible that they would vote for this idiot over somebody who actually knows how to do the job. And also, again, we're not talking about this in a win-loss situation. We're talking about this in a we are Americans and this is our country and these are the problems we now have going forward situation. So why are all these why is it that all the Trump people just want to be like, "We won, woo!" Again, not the fucking Super Bowl. This isn't a fucking victory parade. This is a serious fucking sociological, economical, and fucking global problem. And that's what we've been talking about here. And all you want to do, and all fucking that other dipshit wants to do, is be like, well, Trump won and you lost. Dude, ain't nobody fucking arguing the election right now. That's some dumb shit that Trump fucking fans do, okay? What we're doing is discussing issues. Oh my God, John. Trump is more successful. Trump is the quintessential example of failing upwards in this country, okay? I mean, seriously? He was making 5 times the national average salary when he was still playing with fucking Tonka trucks because his dad put him on the goddamn payroll. And then when he graduated from college, his dad gave him a fucking job in his company. And then when his dad died, his dad gave him hundreds of millions of dollars of New York real estate that he undervalued in the inheritance, in the corporation, in the inheritance corporate fucking documents, and then grossly overvalued when he borrowed against it. Like, come the fuck on, dude. That's successful. I'm sorry. If you had given me 4 times the national fucking salary when I was in fucking short pants, I would be a lot fucking richer and more successful than goddamn Donald Trump every day of the week. Please go fuck yourself with that. Listen, I gotta fucking go home. I'm off work, and this is fucking degenerated into absolutely fucking nothing. And John, the fact that you think Trump isn't going to answer to us just goes to show how fucking unqualified he is for the job. Because I'll tell you right now, every time I fucking write to my president writes back to me. Because I'm a fucking citizen, I'm a fucking voter, I'm a goddamn property owner, and I fucking deserve it. Because my opinion matters, because I'm a fucking citizen of this country. And that's what the president is supposed to do. Okay? So just the fact that you think it's okay somehow that a president doesn't answer to a fucking citizen just shows how little you know about how this country is supposed to work. That's the point of a representative fucking democracy, dude. Yeah. Why are you still talking election? You're still talking about election fucking strategies here. And the bottom line is the election strategy should have been Donald Trump is a fucking unqualified buffoon. Hillary Clinton / Kamala Harris are overqualified, fucking experienced women. Hi, like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, if you were hiring for any other job in the world, I would fucking sue if Donald Trump got it over a fucking overqualified woman. But no, here we are, looking at all these dipshit, dumbass Americans going, woo, we won. We voted because we didn't know, but we voted. Woo. Fucking morons. I see it, Justine. Take care, hon. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. We all lose, but Dunning-Kruger means they're too fucking dumb to realize it. Holy shit, John. Stop pretending Trump's money is any kind of an accomplishment. He inherited it. He grifted it. Like, shut the fuck up. Carlton, obviously, this country is not ready for women to do anything. The wage gap is real. The glass ceiling is real. The fucking prejudice is real. The misogyny is real. I think we all just saw fucking proof of that, right? With Kamala Harris, people are like, I can't vote for her. She cackles when she laughs. What? I'm sorry. Have you seen her fucking resume? Have you seen Trump's resume? Reality TV show star, inherited wealth, failed businesses, lifetime of public service, lawmaker. Like, that's patent misogyny, like patently right there on the face of it. No, John, you're underestimating me, and you're overestimating Trump's inherited wealth. I'm not just one person, John. There's a lot of people out here who are still smart. We're not all stupid. 70 million smart people voted for Harris. Is it MAGA country? Are we MAGA country? Are we MAGA country? Gosh, woo, we voted for the guy who won because we're stupid. It's stupid country is what it is, John. Stupid country. Like I said, a million times. We found out tonight that the stupid people in America outweigh the smart people. I have entitlement. You think Trump is somehow an accomplished financier when he inherited hundreds of millions of dollars. Like, shut the fuck up, John. Jesus Christ. Come at me with something real at some point. Wage gap is not real. Again, please go fuck yourself. Men work more hours and do more dangerous jobs. Shut the fuck up. How many women roughneck? Oh, Jesus. John, we've had this conversation before. I'm not rehashing it with you. Also, I'm sorry. Are you comparing roughneck oil workers with politicians, with lawmakers? Shut the fuck up. Trump doesn't even have a law degree. Jesus, I'm a moron. Please, John. John, I don't know how much dumber you can get, but I don't have time for it. All right, guys. I'm going home. I don't need this bullshit. I'll see you guys tomorrow. John, if you're here, I'll tell you to fuck off again because you're dumb. Thanks, John, for providing my point. Misogyny. Good night, guys. I'll see you later.